Everyone, good afternoon. Yeah, I know. I think the audio kind of kind of got messed up there. So I don't actually. You need to let me know if you hear audio on my mic. Do you hear audio on the mic? Because if you do, then we're good, and I can continue. Actually, I got to turn on my main light here, but let me know if you hear audio first. Um, I'll wait and check chat. So I'll say hi to chat if my audio is working until someone tells me. Six, catch up, catch up, catch up. Morning or good afternoon. Brian, what's up? What's up? Oh, okay. Audio is good. Dynamite Music. Hey man, you seem new to the stream, yeah? Am I wrong there? Dynamite, what's going on, man? How's it going? Audio's perfect. Great. Awesome. I don't know what happened with the intro music, but I'll make sure to take a look at that in a bit. So give me 1 second here though. I'm turn on my light. It's just gonna take 2 seconds. 1 second. All right, hold on. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, sorry, I had to flip on the light. It's kind of dark, and I just realized that. Okay, so good afternoon. Good morning to the people on the West Coast. How's it going? This is TNT Joe-Fi Tech News that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. I am your host, Jerome Ortega. Hi, what's going on, guys? How's it going? Today is day something something in quarantine. Yes, I am stir crazy. I do have a little cabin fever, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So, I guess let's just talk about the elephant in the room, right? Um, so Apple is talking about, well, they're not talking about. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumors, and there's a lot of digging to see if Apple is going to be releasing their mid-range smartphone. Um, we don't know exactly when this is going to be. People are saying it might come out today, or it might be announced today, not come out today, but announced today, or it could be announced next week. But let's kind of talk about, actually, I pulled up a bunch of articles on it, and I'm going to read through those just to see whatever info we can find about um, this new iPhone that's supposedly coming out in either the next few days or next week, or at least being officially announced. So let me share my screen with you guys. So, okay, this article from The Verge is talking about how the Apple Store leaked the 4.7-inch iPhone SE name. So this is one of the first leaks talking about a potential mid-range phone getting released. Obviously, this is not the first time we're seeing this. People have been talking about a successor to the iPhone 8 or the iPhone SE for some time now. But I guess there are other things coming down through the pipeline where they're saying it might be coming out again as soon, or getting announced as soon as today, or announced as soon as next week. But let's go through the story. I'll read through it, give you my thoughts. Apple's upcoming 4.7-inch iPhone is likely to be announced imminently and looks set to be called the iPhone SE. I do like that name a lot better than them calling it the iPhone 9. I mean, Apple didn't say they were going to call it that, but there was a lot of speculation that it could be called the iPhone SE2 or the iPhone 9. Again, these are rumors. You just got to go through that rumor mill, take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, there's some truth to some of this, but we won't know for sure until it's officially announced. So earlier today, 9 to 5 Mac reported the iPhone SE name, as well as details including that it'll come in white, black, and red color options. So there's actually this one tweet here from Apple Hub, and I think he just made. I mean, this is the iPhone 8, I'm assuming, right? And he just took the colors from the rumors that are here of a black, white, and red model. So if it was up to me, if I was in the market for a phone, I would totally be getting a product red. Red is one of my favorite colors for a phone. I was actually talking about this yesterday. the OnePlus 6. I had a red OnePlus 6, and that was one of my favorite phones. And I would love to have a red iPhone. I never have. And anyway, obviously this is a render. This isn't even the proper font that Apple uses, just somebody kind of mocking it up. But yeah, so the speculation is black, white, and red with storage options or so comes in white, black, and red color options with storage tiers of 64 gigs, 128 gigs, and 256 gigs. The device is expected to come with an A13 processor, which I have been talking about in the past, which really excites me because technically then they are using the newest, the latest and greatest processor that you can find right now in the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro, and they're putting it in a mid-range budget phone or a mid-range budget into that smartphone, essentially a $400. Well, speculation again, we don't know anything for sure, but again, you're pretty much getting an iPhone 8 body exterior with touch ID, so a fingerprint reader. But these are all well established, right? It's not like the iPhone 8 was a horrible phone. I mean, they're still selling it. iPhone 8 had great build quality. The fingerprint reader was equally great. You know, yes, it has huge bezels, right? No, this picture doesn't have that. But if I were to pull up an iPhone 8, I'll pull that up right now just so you guys can take a look. So, because Apple still sells it, right? Apple still sells the iPhone 8. Here, I'll put it right here. And let me put that screen a little bigger. So, right now, you can get the iPhone 8 for $449, and so there's no talk. There's no talk yet about an iPhone SE Plus or anything like that. So we don't know if there's going to be a bigger version, but there's talk about an iPhone SE, and again, you're going to get a 4.7-inch display. I wanted to show the front, and no one's showing me the front of here. God damn it. But obviously, the iPhone 8 is an older modeled phone, has bigger bezels on the front. God damn it. I should just pull up an iPhone 8 front picture. The website would actually show it, but it's not going to because maybe they don't want to show that it has big ass bezels in the front. Here. Sorry, guys. If I can pull this up. Nope, it just pulls me right back to iPhone 8. Oh, well, shit. Why? Okay. So, yeah. I mean, again, you're getting an iPhone 8 exterior with the latest and greatest processor right now for 2020 in this potentially upcoming iPhone SE. But these are tried and true products. This is tried and true hardware. And I don't know about you guys. I know I probably have a lot of people who are in the Android fan base, which is fine. I'm in both. And I actually am kind of excited to see this product come through if they are going to put what they're saying they're going to put in it. But let me kind of finish up with this story here. So the reason that people found this out is because there's a Belkin accessory that was on Apple's website. So it was a screen protector that's selling for $40. Jesus Christ, why would you buy a screen protector for $40? But then Apple eventually removed all mention of the iPhone SE. So if that's not a clue there that they're trying to hide it or trying not to like make it known, there you go. So let me get into this other story I have here. Yeah, well, this is an older story, and the only reason I brought this up is because they were talking about what potential specs it might have. So the new model is said to be similar to the 4.7-inch iPhone 8 released in 2017. When it launches next year, it'll feature an LCD display and, quote, most of the same components as this year's flagship iPhones. The EDN report from April also said that the new iPhone SE based on the iPhone 8 would ship in early 2020 and feature an LCD display. added details like a single lens rear camera and 128 gigs of storage. Again, I'm going to go through these other stories and just see if we can kind of pick apart what specs we might find in this phone. So this article here from 9 to 5 Mac says exclusive iPhone 9 launch imminent, 2020 iPhone SE in red, white, and black with up to 256 gigs. So I'm not going to read through all of this since we kind of got like the nuts and bolts of what this potential phone might be coming out as. So for the 2020 iPhone SE, Apple's marketing names are perhaps the most protected component of new iPhones. So we've used two nicknames to reference the rumored iPhone 8 replacement so far, iPhone SE 2 and iPhone 9. Based on the new information 9 to 5 Mac has learned, Apple will simply call the new entry-level model iPhone SE. Let's talk about that for a second too. I like the fact that Apple isn't going to rename it something new. They're going to call it the iPhone SE. A lot of people are familiar with what the iPhone SE is. I know that they've done that with some of their other products, like with the iPad or iPad Pro. And really, I'm hoping they start dropping the numbers of the new upcoming iPhone flagships. So this year, we have the iPhone 11 and we have the iPhone 11 Pro. I mean, they will probably call it the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro or whatever for this upcoming model for the iPhone. I just wish they would drop that number moniker and then just go with the year. So it would be, I don't know. I mean, if they release the iPhone, because typically they release every new iPhone in September, but that's towards the end of the year already. But it would be great if they just called it the iPhone 2020. I guess it would be the iPhone 2021, maybe, kind of like they do with model year cars, right? So towards the end of the year, they're not going to talk about a brand new, like let's say it was September. They're not going to talk about the brand new Ford or 2020 Ford, what they probably call it a 2021. Anyway, I would love for them to just have an iPhone SE, an iPhone, and then an iPhone Pro. iPhone Pro, iPhone Pro Max. God, there's so many. Then there's the iPhone XR. But you know what I'm saying? Instead of like changing the names up all the time. Apple originally used the iPhone SE marketing name for the 4-inch model that uses the iPhone 5S body with the camera and processor from the iPhone 6S. We expect the new model to use the same chip as the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Plus, Apple's A13 processor. That's 2 generations up from the A11 Bionic chip inside the iPhone 8. The new iPhone SE will likely be popular with iPhone 6 customers who no longer receive major new software updates. There's a lot of people who are still using older iPhones because they didn't really want to transition into Face ID, probably not even spend that much money. And at a phone like this that's coming up with the potential of it being $399, I think this is going to be, I think it's a great marketing move in general from Apple to, not a marketing move, but a great idea for them to release, a more budget friendly phone instead of paying $1,000, $400. Again, the big thing for me here is the fact that you're taking a phone and you're using the newest processor in it and you're putting it in less than half the price of what you would buy for an iPhone 11 Pro, right? Yeah, there's the iPhone 11, so you could save money there, but this is kind of a bargain because you're still getting a very, very high-end chipset. The question here, the big question that I have is, what camera are they putting in this phone? What camera are they putting in this new potential iPhone SE for 2020? If they put here's my hope is that Apple will put the iPhone 11 camera in this new iPhone SE. Because then think about it. You're going to have an A13 chip with the iPhone 11 main shooter, right? iPhone 11 Pro main shooter. Yes, it's going to be in an iPhone 8 exterior, but you're still going to have Touch ID. You're going to have a really fast processor, and you're going to have probably the best camera that you can buy today. One of the best cameras. I guess I can't say the best because I haven't tested any of the newer phones, but my iPhone 11 Pro camera is great. Just even the main shooter alone. Let's not talk about, the telephoto or the wide or the super wide or ultra wide, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But even the main shooter alone is such a great shooter at a $400 price point. At $400, most people who are looking for a good phone are looking for one, great performance, two, a great camera. I think those two go hand in hand. And then when you add three, price, and put it at a reasonable, I guess, budget, if you want to say that, because $400 is still a good chunk of change. That's a great deal. In my opinion, that's a great deal. You put that there, and this will be a Pixel 4a killer. I mean, that's what I think. You guys can think whatever, but I mean, I don't know if they're going to put that camera in there. That's the real question, because if they do, I've done camera tests with my iPhone 11 Pro and my Pixel 4 because I have both. And my iPhone 11 Pro, in more instances than not, beats the Pixel 4 in terms of photo quality. It also beats that easily in video quality for the most part. My iPhone 11 Pro at night easily hands the Pixel 4 its ass. Like the iPhone 11 Pro at night in photo is it's steps above better than the Pixel 4. If you don't believe me, you can watch my photo video reviews between the two. I have a ton of videos on that. I should actually make a more updated one just to kind of give people an idea that, like, hey, the iPhone 11 Pro is still probably king. I mean, maybe not. Maybe there have been some updates, but I don't think there have been any camera updates on the Pixel 4 lately. I think the iPhone 11 Pro is still top tier when it comes to photo quality. I mean, yes, in day, they're probably really comparable. At night, the iPhone 11 Pro is going to beat the Pixel 4 there. And so let me get back to where I'm trying to go with that. So the Pixel 4a is going to come in. Again, we don't know for sure, but the Pixel 4a is another mid-range phone priced at the same price point, $400. So you're going to have a Pixel 4a that comes out at $400, and that's going to have a Snapdragon 700 series chipset, right? So right there, they've already lost in terms of performance, because now you're taking away that Snapdragon 800 series processor and you're putting a lower processor in there. But look at Apple here, who's pricing their iPhone 8 at the same price, and they're still putting the same processor, A13 Bionic chip, that you're getting right now with an iPhone 11 or an iPhone 11 Pro or an iPhone 11 Pro Max. For those that don't know, it's all the same chip, and they're putting it in their budget phone or their mid-range phone. So Apple already has them beat there. I mean, and we know pretty much for sure they're putting that A13 chip in there. So no matter how you put it, performance-wise, for an iPhone SE, this 2020 iPhone SE, performance-wise, it will already handily beat the Pixel 4a with the chipset alone. If you want to talk about camera, right? Because we don't know that, but if they put the iPhone 11 camera in this iPhone SE for 2020, it's game over. I've been saying this for a while now. It's game over. That at that price, with the camera and the performance, the Pixel 4a is not the better deal. At that point, I will recommend people to buy the iPhone SE for 2020. I mean, unless someone says to me, well, Jerome, I'm an Android guy, I only use Androids, then yeah, maybe the Pixel 4a, but I probably have to do some research, because I feel like at $400, you could probably get a Snapdragon 800. I don't know. Again, that's a different story, but that's kind of how I feel about it. So let me just kind of go through the rest of these Apple kind of iPhone SE stories I have here, just to see again if there's anything we're missing. So I also love the fact that it's going to launch with 200, not launch, but yeah, it's going to have 3 different storage options. So with 256 gigs of internal storage, that's great for a lot of people, say, for example, who are still holding on to an iPhone 6 or even older iPhone models. They can upgrade, right? And they can get a higher storage option. But I don't know what price point that's going to be at. Is it going to be $50 more? So let's say the iPhone SE 64 gig comes in at $399, or is it going to come at $449? I think there's talk about that too. We don't know if it's going to be $399 or $449. If it comes in at $449 and has the iPhone 11 shooter, the iPhone 11 main camera, I think it's still a great deal at $449. If it comes in higher than that, then yeah, then there's a little discussion that we'd probably be having. But what's the 128 gig going to come at? 449 or 499, and then the 256. What is that? 549 or 599? So at that point, that's kind of getting up there, and yeah, I don't know. I would have to actually look at that breakdown and see what would be worth it. So this article from CNET says iPhone SE launching with 256 gigs, 4.7-inch screen, and red, white, and black colors. Apple's 2020 iPhone SE will come with up to 256 gigs of storage and will be made available in red, white, and black, according to report. Actually, let me take a second here. I know chat's kind of going, and I see some new names, I think, so I just want to come in and say what's up. Let me see here. Hi, everybody, by the way. Just going through this. So 0586, hey, welcome to the stream, man. How's it going? Is there also a 5.5-inch iPhone SE Plus? We don't know. I don't think I've read any reports that talk about a bigger iPhone SE. Actually, let me see if I can. Maybe I should just switch to this camera if I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, or only a 4.7-inch iPhone SE. Right now, I think all we're seeing is people talking about the 4.7-inch. Again, there was like a screen protector that was up there that was showing just the basic 4.7-inch. But I can't see them not using a bigger model because they already have the exterior for like an iPhone 8 Plus, right? So why wouldn't they? Brian says, I heard that also about a Plus model. Could be later on. So yeah, we don't know. We don't know for sure. Expedia, am I saying that right, man? Hey, Expedia, welcome to the chat. Thanks for making it. An Apple screen protector. Yeah, for $40. No, I don't think so. Are they still using the Lightning connector? It'll be the Lightning connector. I'm pretty sure. 0586 says, I heard they will copy everything on iPhone 8 except with the A13 and better camera. Although some sources say it's the same camera, so probably no changes to the connector. You don't think so? If they use the iPhone 8 camera, then my whole judgment on this phone changes. It really changes because the iPhone 8 camera, yeah, I'm sure it was great. I know I've done camera reviews on that before, but I think that time has passed. So if you're not the biggest camera fanatic, then the iPhone 8 camera will probably be okay. I'm sure they have a ton of parts for it still. But if they really want to change the game, if Apple really wants to take this mid-range market, they need to put that iPhone 11 camera in there and price it correctly. $399, $449 tops. Yeah, $449 tops, I think, in my head makes sense if you're going to put the iPhone 11 camera and an A13 chip in there. So let's see. Yeah, is that what you guys are asking? If they're going to be putting USB-C on it? I can't see them doing that. I really can't. Brian says Touch ID is greater than Face ID if you wear a mask. And Brian's talked about this before, and that does make sense, especially in today's times. I mean, I can see how people would do that. Kramsharon, hey, Kramsharon, welcome to the stream, man. It looks old, meh. I know. Obviously, you're going to have that crowd that doesn't want a front, fingerprint reader. They don't want a home button. They're done with Touch ID. I totally get that. And if that's the case, then that's fine, right? You do have other options. Unless you're looking for them to make a much smaller iPhone 11, right? But they're trying to take a mid-range market here. They're trying to eat away at what Android is trying to do right now with the Pixel, when the Pixel 3a came out, and then all of these other manufacturers making a bunch of light versions of phones. this is the first time though that I am seeing a company take their latest processor and putting it at a 400-ish dollar price range. So let's see here. Javier, hey Javier, man, welcome to the stream. How's it going? How you doing? It also doesn't take forever to take night shots. The iPhone, that is. Yeah. So let's see. Da-da-da-da. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to go through chat before I kind of continue on here. Robloxian3. Hey, Robloxian3, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Thanks for making it. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, for those that aren't really interested in this iPhone SE. I'm kind of gonna go into depth with it. I mean, we're already half hour in here. This is a phone that if I didn't have an iPhone 11 Pro, it's sorry, I have my Pixel 4 on. If I didn't have my iPhone 11 Pro, I would totally be looking into this phone. Especially now that like I'm done spending a ton of money on phones. So let's see here. Siddharth, am I saying that right? Siddharth Kumar. Hello from India. Hey, Siddharth, how you doing, man? Thanks for making the stream. How you doing? I also see Gandek here. Gandek. Gandek. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? I use a 2016 SE as a backup still, I use a 2016 SE as a backup, still a beast besides the battery life. Right. There's a lot of people who are still, I have a friend on the news org that I'm with, and they're still using a super old, I think they're using an SE. And actually, when I told him about this potentially coming, he's like, that's probably gonna be my next phone, because there's a good market of people who don't want to spend $1,000, and I can't blame them. I can't blame them at all. So let's kind of go back into this. Again, iPhone SE launching with 256 gigs, 4.7-inch screen, and red, white, and black colors. Again, if it was up to me, I would totally buy that red one. Like, and there's still a part of me, even though I have an iPhone 11 Pro, there's still a really small part of me that wants to get this iPhone SE, but only if it comes with the rear camera of the iPhone 11. iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 11 Pro Max. That's the only way that I will spend the money to get this phone. If it comes with the iPhone 8 camera, then I'll pass. Again, there's a good amount of people who are looking for a new phone from Apple, and this might be it. After the commercial success of the original iPhone SE, Apple is expected to start accepting orders for its much-awaited successor as early as Friday. So this is another point to talk about too, is when are they going to be releasing this? When are they going to be announcing this? I know there were tweets from John Prosser, because apparently he's getting information, or he's found information that says that it could be released as early. Well, some people are saying that it might be announced today. I don't think there's been any official announcement on that. But his rumors, or wherever he's getting it from, says April 14th. But we're going to get into that later, because the reason, we'll get into that later. So April 14th might be when they announce this phone. So it says here, the report comes amid online rumors speculating the entry-level phone will be announced on Friday, after the purported phone was spotted on Apple's website alongside its name, the iPhone SE. Friday meaning today, but I haven't seen anything yet. Maybe something will happen in between the stream. I don't know. It all but dispels earlier rumors suggesting the new budget-friendly phone will be called the iPhone SE2 or the iPhone 9. Again, here you'll see they called it the iPhone SE on Apple's website, and I think when they found out about it, they took that off. So based on new information, 9to5Mac learned that 2020 iPhone SE will come in 3 storage variants, 64, 128, and 256. Oh, here's some actual information here with pricing. So this is from CNET. So again, I'm sorry guys, I should have made the screen bigger. This is from CNET. So again, take it with a grain of salt. Nobody knows what the real specs are going to be yet, but it will feature upgraded internals, including Apple's newest chipset, the A13 processor, which is the same one found in the iPhone 11 series. It's also reported to cost $399. If the rumors are true, this would signal Apple's renewed commitment to low-cost phones as global smartphone sales continue to decline and as evidence mounts that the global economy is headed for a recession. That's also a great point. We're at a time right now where people are tightening up their wallets, their pockets, because of everything that's going on now with coronavirus and this pandemic. We're in a situation where there are people who are struggling to eat or pay rent or pay utilities and figuring, hey, am I paying rent this month or am I going to eat? I mean, so I don't know if everybody is looking at getting a new phone right now, but if somebody is in need of a phone and they're on, they've always been an Apple person or whatever, again, this might be a great option that's coming down the pipeline. So announced in 2016, the original iPhone SE launched at $399. It was a 4-inch model featuring the body of the iPhone 5S paired with the camera and processor of the iPhone 6S before it was discontinued. There's been talk about a sequel to the original iPhone SE circulating for months now, but the ongoing coronavirus pandemic has added an extra layer of uncertainty as to whether a launch would still happen, as speculated in the spring. Apple, along with the broader smartphone and consumer electronics industry, have been grappling with widespread supply chain disruptions caused by the coronavirus, which has already forced Apple to lower its quarterly revenue guidance and shut down stores in the US and China. Again, did we read the story? I think we read the story, right? Yeah, we did. Okay, so this other article is from Engadget. And again, these are all similar stories, but I'm just trying to piece these things together and see everything we can find out about it. And again, so for anybody who just came into the stream, I'll switch into this mode again. Thank you guys for making the stream. I appreciate it. Really quick, if you haven't, please feel free to like this video or like the stream. It helps me more than you guys probably think. It helps me get found. It helps people watch it. Feel free to share, subscribe, comment. Anybody who's already in the chat, I do appreciate you guys coming in and talking with me. This is the first time I've actually been excited about a newer phone coming out, mainly because of the price, but also because, again, how I feel about it is they're taking newer processor parts, right? They're taking a really fast chipset and they're putting it into an older hardware kind of phone stuff, kind of phone exterior. I'm fucking up my words, but you know what I'm saying? They're taking great processing power. They're putting it into a different package, but they're pricing it at a much, much, much cheaper price. So you're essentially getting the performance of what you would spend $1,000 on and now getting it for $400. So let me see if we can pick anything here. Especially because it seems like high-end phones are getting bigger and more expensive. There's been a lot of interest and rumors over the last year or so that Apple will release another value-priced model. Again, we learned about the iPhone SE in 2016. Previous rumors have suggested that the cheaper device could look a lot like an iPhone 8, which is what we've been talking about. And then again, different tiers of storage, 64, 128, and 256. It seems certain that Apple will launch a new, cheaper model at some point, if only to simplify its product offering around devices with similar components. So, oh shit, I forgot to switch my screen. I'm sorry. And now I need to be here. So here's another thing too. This phone launches, when this iPhone SE launches, this is going to be the end of the iPhone 8 for sure. Because right now, I think the iPhone 8 is priced at $449. And if this iPhone SE comes out at $399, I mean, they're going to have to drop the price of the iPhone 8. To what are they going to drop it to? I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're just going to discontinue it completely. They'll probably drop it. If it's $449 right now. So if this iPhone SE comes out at $399, the iPhone 8 if they drop it down to $349. If they drop it down $100, that doesn't make sense. If the iPhone 8 goes down to $349 and somebody asks me, "Hey Jerome, should I get an iPhone 8 or should I get an iPhone SE?" I'm like, "Don't spend the extra $50 and get the iPhone SE. Don't buy the iPhone 8." So they're going to have to drop that down even more. They probably have to drop it, at least for me to recommend it. They'd probably have to drop that down to $299. Be $100 less than the iPhone SE. At $299 for an iPhone 8, brand new, be like, yeah, that's a good deal. At $349, I'd say no. Save another $50 and get the iPhone SE because it's going to be the same exterior, but with better internals. So, as far as the iPhone, see, I'm thinking about what other models they have right now, and then there's the iPhone XR, and I'm sure they're not going to change much with that. I don't know if that's something they would drop. But the iPhone 8 for sure, they would have to either fire sale it, right? Put it at $299 until all of it is depleted, and then continue with just the iPhone SE model. So I have these tweets here. Yeah, and this was just to, oh, I should switch back. I'm sorry. I'll get used to that. So I have this tweet here from John Prosser. This is just a tweet that he took from Apple's website. And you see here, it says iPhone SE. So that was some of the first clues that they were getting for it. But John also found this one talking about Apple Care Plus. And like, it's pretty straightforward here. Whoever found it, it's like literally, are they going to call it? What are they going to call it? They're probably going to call it iPhone SE because it's here right now. It's here. Okay, so this is the other story I really wanted to get into, and that's kind of why I haven't talked about when they're going to launch the iPhone SE yet, because we don't know, but there are rumors that they're not launching it today, or they're not officially announcing it today, that they might wait to release it or officially announce it when OnePlus is going to announce their OnePlus 8, which is something I think Apple has done in the past, and OnePlus ended up changing the date. Right? They saw Apple was going to. I can't remember what phone they were launching then, but I know that Apple was going to launch a phone. They did it after OnePlus announced when they were going to launch their new phone, and then OnePlus moved their date around. And Apple might be doing this again. I don't know yet, but if Apple does, I was talking with Will about this and Brian, and I was saying, if Apple does this just to fuck around with OnePlus because they want to they want to rain on OnePlus's parade. The way I was saying it is like Apple's just swinging their dick around. They're swinging their big dick around, and they're making sure that they're letting people know, hey, like, people are going to listen to us. Move your date. That's a big question too. If Apple releases or launches it or officially announces it on April 14th or whatever, just to fuck around with OnePlus, do you think OnePlus is going to change their date again? Will they move their launch or their announcement to another day? I don't know. And it says here, but would Apple be so crass? Yeah, they would. I think Apple would do it. I don't think Apple cares. Apple doesn't care about OnePlus. I really don't. Especially if they're just trying to, again, they're not announcing a new flagship here, but I think for them it's competition, and people can launch their phones whenever they want. So what you need to know, we've been told Apple might announce iPhone 9 or iPhone SE as we know it now on April 14th. A shipping date of April 24th has been suggested. OnePlus is set to announce the OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro on April 14th. So again, this could be Apple trying to rain on OnePlus's parade. Let me get the screen a little bigger for you guys here, just so you can read along with me. We've been hearing all kinds of things about Apple's upcoming iPhone 9 of late, and that hasn't been helped with the arrival of a case designed for the thing either. The latest comes via John Prosser, a man who has been at the center of all things Apple and iPhone 9 in recent days. According to him, Apple intends to launch the new phone between God damn it, my words. But between April 13 and April 19. That puts the unveiling squarely in the same time frame as another big phone announcement coming out of OnePlus. We know that the OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro will be announced on April 14. So is it possible that Apple will drop iPhone SE, not iPhone 9, on the same day just to steal some thunder? Maybe and maybe not. Prosser told us there are a couple of potential timeframes in play. Dates on the table: announce on Wednesday, April 15th, ship Wednesday, April 22nd, or to take attention from OnePlus, announce on Tuesday, April 14th, ship on Friday, April 24th. Frankly, any of those seem possible at this point. We expected an iPhone, not 9. We expected an iPhone SE announcement last month. So what difference do a few days here or there make? None at all. One thing we're pretty sure about is what iPhone SE will look like, a replacement for iPhone 8. This thing is expected to look almost identical with the same Touch ID home button, 4.7-inch LCD screen underneath. So we're talking about an A13 chip, the same one that powers the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro. Again, that's all we know. I don't know, again, what kind of camera they're putting in there. I think I've said it 18 times in this stream so far, but if Apple really wants to kill it, with this iPhone SE, put the iPhone 11 camera, main shooter, on that iPhone SE. This will be the mid-range, the best phone you can buy under $500 by no doubt. Pixel 4a kill. I don't think at that price, I don't think I would recommend anything else. Especially if performance and camera are your two biggest priorities. And I'm sure the battery life is going to be great on it too. Maybe not. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if the battery life was also exceptional on it. Okay, so let me go through chat real quick. Put it here. So, oh God. Okay, guys, I'm just trying to scroll up. So, when is Face ID coming on Mac? I don't know, man. I have a 2015 Mac. I haven't used the newer Mac, so I have no idea. And by the way, my 2015 Mac is still pretty good. So I have no plans to upgrade. But it would be nice to have it come in there. I'm sure it would. Kram Sharon said a lot of people wanted an iPhone SE with a bigger screen, but the same size as the original. Guess that would be too expensive. With a bigger screen, but the same. Oh, so keep it at that. Have bigger than a 4-inch display, but keep the same form factor, right? Keep the same shell exterior. Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, I think I would have wanted that more too. I'm sure, but yeah, obviously Apple here is trying to just use what they have, right? Using their old hardware, which is why it's going to look like an iPhone 8. I mean, it's not a bad model in terms of production, right? I mean, is it the best thing for the consumer? No, probably not. They could make the phone better, but again, they're trying to save some money, I'm sure. Robert Iacovelli. Am I saying that right? Robert? Robert, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Robert says, didn't Apple already screw up a OnePlus launch before? Yeah. I'm sure if you're still here and stuck around, I was just talking about that. Apple did before. OnePlus changed their date to do it, and they OnePlus conceded. If I was OnePlus, I mean, yeah, maybe it was the better move, but if I was Pete Lau, I would have just put my foot down and said, no, we're not going to let Apple, whatever. But I don't know. So again, I'm not a business person. I don't know those kind of numbers. So yeah. 0586 says apparently Apple needs to specify a patent application first to put Face ID onto MacBooks and iMacs. Plus, it will include a notch. Oh yeah, I forgot about that notch. Forgot about that. So let me see here. 0586 liked and subscribed. Keep up the great content. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. There's a lot more coming. Streaming is kind of new for me. If you've seen my old videos, I did a lot of videos on photo camera comparisons, which is still something I love to do. If you guys haven't noticed, I am a photographer. I do a lot of photo work, and it's something that I do enjoy doing. And I love doing photo comparisons. It's just, I can't keep spending $1,000 on a new phone. I decided I'd start streaming, talking about news. It's something I've done in the past anyway. But I do have other things planned in between. So stay tuned. But thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Appreciate it from anybody else who's done it too. So thank you guys. What is Siddharth? Will Donald Trump buy an iPhone SE? He tweeted about touch is better than. Oh, I see. I see. Maybe he will. So sorry guys, you guys are talking a lot here. I'm not going to be able to get to everything right now. So thank you guys though for coming by. Siddharth also asks, hey bro, do you know any best about India? I'm not sure what you mean. Ask it again. Brian is in here too, and Brian's really good at engaging with the chat. So I'm sure Brian and we talk privately too. So if there's anything I missed, he can bring that up. I can talk to you guys later about it. George, still hoping that you create health related video. George, that's coming. That's actually coming this Saturday. I'm actually creating a new channel for that. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. We'll talk about it tonight. I'm doing if you guys don't know, I should just plug this anyway. First of all, if you guys are new here, thanks for coming. Like I said earlier, thank you for liking and subscribing. If you have, it really helps me out. Appreciate the support. Also, if you guys want, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I'm very active on both. You can find me at Phone Jerome. I do post a lot of my pictures that I take. It's a big part of my life, so I enjoy doing it. Hey, Will, iPad Pro has Face ID with no notch. Will, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Did you miss the first part? I don't know if you did or you didn't, but I pretty much went through all the Apple stories or the Apple stuff. So, but glad you could make it, man. Skylord 007 III or 3. Hey, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming. Thanks for stopping by. When will the new iPhone? When will it launch? So that's exactly what I was just talking about. We don't. So this article actually says that it might launch on April 22nd. Wednesday, April 22nd, or Friday, April 24th. But it might be announced. So people are saying it might be announced today, but we don't know that. I guess the only thing we can do is wait and see if they're going to announce it today. Otherwise, they're saying it might be announced Wednesday, April 15th, or Tuesday, April 14th. My hope, this is me I just think it's funny because I don't really care when they launch it or whatever. These are just corporations being corporations and fucking around with each other. But I'm hoping they announced it on Tuesday, April 14th, just to fuck with OnePlus, because that's when OnePlus is deciding to launch their OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro. I feel like Apple just wants to kind of rain on their parade and, take away their thunder. And I don't know. And I just want to see what OnePlus is going to do. Is OnePlus going to change their day around and launch or announce their OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro on another day? Or are they just going to stand their ground and say, no, fuck Apple. Like we're going to launch at the same time. I don't know what they're going to do. So, okay, let's move on here. Okay, so that's it. That's pretty much iPhone related stories. That took 50 minutes. Wow. Okay. Well, that's going to be more of a video to edit. I'm going to have to cut stuff out there. But okay, so we're done with that. I got a couple other stories before I end the stream today. But I have this article from Engadget that says Apple stores in the US will remain closed until early May. Obviously, stores are closed because of the pandemic going on right now. A company exec notified employees in a memo that work from home procedures will stay in place. Our retail stores are closed until further notice. If you're in the US, don't expect your nearest Apple store to reopen anytime soon. I'm just wondering how many people are trying to go into Apple stores right now, or what the reason would be. Maybe if anything, it's just to get stuff fixed, right? Or maybe it's people who don't really know a lot of tech stuff and they need to get, actually I have somebody that needs to get their iPad reset. I keep forgetting to do that. But yeah, there's going to be people like that. People's MacBooks or whatever isn't working or something's wrong with it. I think a lot of people who want to go to the Apple store are trying to get in there because they need to get stuff fixed or replaced. I don't know how many people are really trying to buy something new right now because you could do that online. So it says here in a memo obtained by Bloomberg, Apple Senior Vice President Deirdre O'Brien told retail employees that its retail stores will remain closed until early May due to the coronavirus outbreak. That's a question too. Do you think these stores are really going to open by then, or do you think it's going to be longer than that? I guess we really have to see. Here in the U.S., we have the most cases right now of coronavirus, and those deaths. Like, I mean, it's such a dark thing to say, but I'm also, and I said this yesterday on my news stream. Sometimes I step back and I'm like in wonderment to see how crazy this has just affected everything. I mean, the US right now, a couple of days ago, we were averaging about 500 deaths a day, and now we're averaging about 1,000 deaths a day. And that number is still just increasing. Anyway, I know that's very dark. I'm sorry. But again, I don't know if they're really going to open by May. Maybe if that curve starts dipping, but that curve, I'm like looking at my screen here. That curve is up, 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 and I haven't seen it really dip at all. So it says here, in case you left your device with Apple for repair before the COVID-19 related shutdowns happen, that means you'll have to wait a bit longer to retrieve it. O'Brien said the company is monitoring local conditions for all its facilities on a daily basis, and that it will make reopening decisions based on thorough reviews and the latest guidance from local governments and public health experts. So that's that. That's just what's going on with Apple. And that's all my Apple stuff today. So if you guys came in here for non-Apple stuff, well, I have that now. No more iPhone stuff, I promise. Hopefully. I don't think I put one in here. Okay, so my next article is from Android Police. U.S. carriers forgiving late payments, bolstering benefits during coronavirus fallout. Update, Mint free data extension. So again, this is great. There are a lot of people right now who are in dire need of paying their rent or paying utilities, and people are losing their jobs, or they're getting furloughed, or their hours are getting cut, and it's affecting a lot of people economically. So at least these big companies are trying to do the right thing, and they're not, I've heard things that they won't shut off electric, or they won't hound you for if you're late on your rent. I'm not saying all of them are doing that, but I think at least some of these companies are being understanding or trying to be forgivable and, helping people out. So these big companies here, it says here, cellular carriers, sorry, let me make this bigger so you guys can read it. Cellular carriers have earned many negative impressions over the years for poor billing practices, unfair contracts, and some dubious attempts to insert themselves where they might not belong. Pretty much what they're saying is phone companies are dicks to people, which they are. But there's no denying that they have a good track record for giving a little back in times of crisis. I wish that they would give a little back and just be good people all the time. But these are corporations, and they have one thing in mind, which is in light of the spread of COVID-19, which has now been upgraded to a global pandemic, carriers in the U.S. are committing to give more data to subscribers and relax their billing practices so people can focus on more important things. Earlier today, FCC Chairman Ajit Pai, who's a big dickhead, released a letter encouraging providers of broadband and telephone services to join the pledge. The terms ask that companies commit to keeping service active for residential and small business users, waive fees for late payments, and open up Wi-Fi access to anybody that might need it. So these are great practices, and I'm glad to see that. At the time of publication, 90 companies had committed to the pledge. The letter goes on to say that it's important to keep people connected during a time when people will naturally distance themselves from each other. I mean, there's no other time than right now that we need internet, that we need cellular service, that we need a way to connect, since we're all going to be distanced. There's no other time that I can remember in the time that I've been alive that we need this kind of connection. I think it's really good to see these companies doing that. Again, if you want to keep the spread from happening and you want to keep people at home, giving people the opportunity to still have the service if they can't pay for it is a good thing. Because imagine if your phone gets cut and you need to talk to somebody, or you need to go somewhere and you can't contact in any other way, you're going to go out there. And that just exacerbates the spread, right? You got to go out because you need to go do something or you need to contact someone. And if you don't have a phone, if you don't have the internet, you're going to go out there on foot. And again, it makes you more susceptible to catching something or increasing a viral load if you already have if you've already been infected. But you guys know where I'm going with that. Let me switch back. Announcements from AT&T, Verizon Wireless, and Sprint follow the terms pretty directly by waiving late fees and maintaining accounts for residential and small business customers for the next 60 days. US Cellular also appears on the list of pledges published by the FCC, but no official announcements have been made, and its COVID-19 page doesn't currently mention making any changes. T-Mobile has gone above and beyond the call with several additional steps to help out its customers for the next 60 days. Anybody with a limited data plan on T-Mobile or Metro will automatically get unlimited smartphone data, excluding roaming, and mobile hotspot tethering users will get an additional 20 gigs. That's great. Note the hotspot portion is described as coming soon, but doesn't specify what that means. T-Mobile's low-income program, Lifeline, will give an additional 5 gigs a month. And schools and students with service through the Empowered program will be guaranteed at least 20 gigs of data per month. T-Mobile and Metro customers will also have free international calling to level 3 impacted countries, which includes much of Europe. Carriers are also encouraging the use of their online portals and apps to carry out shopping and customer service needs wherever possible, and taking precautions with your phone and any personal interactions at stores. So again, thank you. Thank you for these companies who I never really have good things to say doing something for people at a time of crisis. So, all right, moving on. Let me increase this. Also, let me look at chat because I haven't looked at chat. So sorry, guys, I'm not going to be able to go through everything right now. I mean, we're at 58 minutes and I'm probably going to end the stream in about 10 minutes. So will the iPhone SE come with iOS 14 out the box? Actually, oh man, I wish I had talked about that. I wonder if it will. I don't know if it will. That would be a great time to launch iOS 14 is with this too, because that's going to be a slew of stuff coming out there. That'll probably excite people more to get it also. George says, I'm thinking May for Apple reopening at the earliest. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I guess it just depends on how bad things get. So 0586 says, probably not, since major iOS updates are released in September. It will probably come with iOS 13.4. That's a good point. I guess you also don't know because it's just things are crazy right now. So Siddharth says, bye, good night. It's 11:22 in India. Hey, good night, Siddharth. Hey, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you coming by, man. You're probably in bed now, but thanks for making it. Appreciate it. If you see this in replay, crew. So okay, let's see here. So OnePlus 8. Okay, if you guys don't know what MEMC is, and I'm still trying to really understand how all of this works, but I think MEMC is that technology that makes video look smoother. Have you ever enabled that like smooth whatever feature on a TV and then it makes the TV look like a soap opera? First of all, I hate that shit. I don't like it. I can see where it's useful in sports, maybe, but have you ever had somebody who turns that on during a movie? It makes everything look so fake. I don't like that. And that's actually what I'm a little worried about with this. And I'm hoping that this is just an option you can enable and disable. So, yeah, OnePlus 8 series MEMC tech will work with YouTube, Netflix, VLC, and more. OnePlus recently announced that the company will be launching its next flagship lineup later this month on April 14th. We were just talking about that. While we've previously seen several leaks and rumors about the OnePlus 8 series, the company is now slowly divulging more information about the devices in the days leading up to the launch. The company's CEO, Pete Lau, recently confirmed that the OnePlus 8 series will feature a high refresh rate, 120 hertz display, Qualcomm's flagship Snapdragon 865 system on chip, LPDDR5 RAM, and UFS 3.0 storage. So high-end specs. Let me get to the MEMC because we know all this stuff. So in addition, Lau has now elaborated further on the MEMC technology on the OnePlus 8 series and has revealed that It will work with apps like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hotstar, VLC, MX Player, and more. Okay, so let's kind of go into this technology. MEMC, motion estimation, motion compensation, which OnePlus first talked about earlier this year in January, is a frame insertion technique to convert low frame rate videos to a higher frame rate. So yeah, they're essentially trying to put frames where they typically don't belong. If you guys don't know this, the best way to kind of explain it is movies are typically filmed at 24 frames per second. That's usually how I make my videos. And then obviously you have your phones that do stuff at 30 frames per second. When you put something at 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second and you try to watch that in real time, it looks smooth as shit because there's just tons of frames going in there. So you see everything, which is great. Again, for me, I feel like it looks great in sports. It looks great for live events or stuff like that. But I don't want that in my videos all the time. And if it's forced on here, if MEMC is forced on here, I know a lot of people are probably going to complain about it. So on the OnePlus 8 series, this is hardware accelerated through an independent chip. As a result, the OnePlus 8 series will be able to convert 24 to 30 frames per second videos playing in supported apps to 60, 120 frames per second for significantly smoother playback. A sample video, let's watch that sample video. No, waiting. A sample. Son of a bitch. Where's? Okay, sorry. I don't. I guess my computer's being really slow. I might as well look at chat while this is loading. Yeah. Will says. Check out our stream tonight at 8 p.m. on my channel. Yeah. Guys, check out Will's channel. We're gonna be there tonight. I might be on there a little later because I have another stream that I'm doing. That's a good thing about Apple. Almost all devices get this. I'm sorry, I accidentally clicked on that. But oh, did I just miss the video? Sorry guys. I was trying to, son of a bitch. Well, oh, here, sample video. Let's try to pull that up again. I'm sorry. Let me make this bigger. What app or what platform am I watching here? Obviously, this is not in English, and I'm in the US, guys. So here on the right is 24 frames per second, right? And then here on the left is 120, or it's with MEMC on. So it's using the technology. This is the technology that the OnePlus 8 is going to incorporate. So again, you're going to see smoother playback on the left. Well, let me just play it so you guys can. So you see how. Yeah, but they're exaggerating this 24 frames per second on the right. Obviously, stuff is not going to look like that on the right. Like that looks like it's jittery. And typically that's not, oh, that's cancel. That's what I'm just used to it because that's YouTube. Again, you'll see it's really smooth on the left, but I think they're exaggerating what's happening on the right. Films are filmed in 24 frames per second and they look great. They don't look like a choppy mess there. Again, it's great technology. I'm just saying, like, I would love to see it. I'm happy to see it come up and come into our phones, but I don't want it all the time. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, take a new TV and turn on that smooth feature that it uses and try to watch a movie with that smooth feature. I don't know. Some people like it. I think it makes everything look fake. It makes it look like a soap opera. That's the best way I can put it. Okay. Moving on, because we're already running long here. I'm just going to go through these stories pretty quick since we've already talked about the main points here. So this article from Engadget says Tesla reports best ever first quarter production and delivery numbers. It manufactured 102,672 and delivered 88,400 vehicles in quarter one of 2020. Tesla announced a record-breaking quarter for the company when it comes to vehicle production and delivery. So that's great. I know Tesla's always been in the red for a while, and it's not that Tesla's made huge strides in the US, across the world, but it's good to see them have great numbers. That's the only reason I brought that up. I'm a fan of Elon Musk. Like, I love Tesla. I don't have money for a Tesla, so I'm not buying one anyway, but good to see them, doing well, especially what's going on right now. Okay, this article. Oh, so this is actually something that I wanted to talk about, but I don't know much about the Huawei P30. Does the Huawei P30 use Google services or no? This article from Fandroid says incredible Huawei P30 36% discount is too good to pass up. Is it too good to pass up though? Is this Huawei P30 that good of a phone? I don't know much about it. And so I actually pulled up specs of the phone. I pulled up the actual like site, Huawei's site. So ever since the Huawei Mate 30 launched last year, Huawei smartphones have stopped including Google Play services on its devices. If you absolutely need to have Google services on your smartphone, who wouldn't absolutely need to use Google services? Do you not use Gmail? Do you not use Google Docs, Google Maps, like Google Keep? Am I missing? I'm sure there's other shit that I'm missing here. If you absolutely need to have Google services on your smartphone, then the Huawei P30 is definitely worth checking out. Oh, so maybe it has Google services on there. Am I right? Am I not right? Anyway, but don't let the fact that it launched last year put you off. The P30 is still a fantastic device and extremely powerful with its Kirin 980 chipset and its octa-cores, 6 gigs of RAM, and its triple rear camera setup. Also, if you need extra convincing, the P30 is currently enjoying a 36% discount on Amazon. This brings the price of the smartphone down to $476.96 from its previous asking price of $750. So I actually have it here. So yeah, I mean, it has really high rankings on Amazon. Again, I don't really trust reviews as I used to because I just feel a lot of them are either paid for or people are giving you free shit to review things well. But I don't know. Again, I don't know much about the Huawei P30. I don't know what it gives you. Well, yeah, I mean, it has the Play Store on here and it has Google services. So was this before they took it away? But anyway, yeah, at $476, you're getting I don't know much about this Kirin 980 chipset. I couldn't tell you if it's good or not. But it looks like it has high-end specs. I just brought this out here because I figured I'd share that story and talk to you guys about this phone. So yeah, it was only released March of 2019. So it's only been a year. It's a year old. OLED screen, 6.1 inch, Android 9, upgradable to Android 10. Octa-core CPU, it says here 64 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM. Well, that's weird. So you have a 64 gig internal storage with 8 gigs of RAM, but you have 128 gigs of internal storage. Oh, so there's a 6 gig option and an 8 gig option. I gotcha. This one from Amazon for $476. Does this come with 8 gigs? No. So this is the 128 gig version with 6 gigs of RAM. Anyway, I just brought that up because I thought it was interesting. I thought maybe it would be a good deal. I've never messed with a Huawei P30. I know there's a Pro version, but that's probably a lot more expensive. That's it. It looks cool. Oh, it has a lot of colors too. Ooh, that one looks fancy. Oh, that one looks fancy. Okay, guys, that's really about it. Oh, damn it, Brian. Brian with the $1 super chat. Brian, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. I see you super chat almost every day. So thank you, Brian. I appreciate the super chat. It means a lot to me. Helps me support what I do and support this channel. If you guys haven't already, please feel free to like and share this video. It helps me do what I do, even though it might not seem like a lot. Even just liking this video helps you guys in chat here. It makes a huge difference. I love engaging with you guys, and it means a lot to me. Brian, again, thank you for the super chat. For everybody else, that's really about it. If you guys missed this stream, if you missed me talking about the new iPhone SE that's supposedly coming out, either getting announced today or next week or sometime in this week, you guys can watch this replay. Feel free to watch this stream when it ends because it's about to end. Again, I appreciate you guys coming by. I see here, Will says the cameras on Huawei are good. That's good to know. I wonder if it's worth that $500. Maybe something I could take a look at. 0586. Hope I can donate, but I'm still a minor. Hey man, don't worry about it. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you coming to have a chat with us, talk about tech, and talk about other things that are just pretty much interesting in the tech world. So again, I do appreciate that. It does mean a lot to me. Again, if you guys missed the rest of this chat, feel free to watch the replay when this replay comes up, which will be probably in a couple minutes once this ends. Otherwise, if you haven't again, feel free to like, share, subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at Phone Jerome. I guess I'll share that since I'm here. You can see this here. So like I post pictures and stuff. Yay, pictures. You can also find me on Twitter at Phone Jerome. Otherwise, that's it for today. I do stream every day, Monday through Friday. I think that's going to be my schedule from now on at 12 p.m. Central. So check me out there. I am streaming again tonight, not on my channel, but on Will's channel. So check him out. We do something called Friday Night Tech Talk. I probably won't be there until a little later because I have another stream that I do before that. I do a news stream with a different channel. So I'm pretty busy, but I'll be on there tonight, and we stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. I live in Chicago, but the rest of the guys are on the East Coast. So feel free to check us out. There's going to be 4 of us on there. I don't know what stories we got yet, but yeah, otherwise, you won't see me tomorrow, but you'll see me on Monday to do Friday or to do my TNT Joe Fi tech news that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. I do have some videos coming up, I think, though, this weekend. So take a look at that or look for that when it comes out. Again, I am Jerome Ortega. Thanks so much, guys, for joining the chat. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. I have an outro that I wanted to play and I forgot to set that up. So give me a second as I do that. And hopefully the music works on it. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. I really don't know what else to tell you. And is this playing? Oh shit, it's starting to play. Okay, I'm switching out. Later, guys. Have a good one. Bye.